Welcome to the Graybeard Chronicles podcast. Your hosts, Brian Halstead and Kevin Harkins, are two gray-bearded patriots who love God, their family and friends, and their country. The Graybeards are here to inspire, inform, and educate you on a myriad of topics they are passionate about. Brian and Kevin have a strong desire to share this with you to help you live your best life. Sit back and enjoy this amazing podcast as the Graybeards pass along the wisdom of the ages.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. I'm Brian Halstead.
And I'm Kevin Harkins.
And Kevin, we're here to pass along some wisdom of the ages. What the heck does that mean?
We're not perfect, but we do have gray beards. And that means we've got some significant life experience, some life lessons, and some perspectives that are worthy of passing along.
Well, I think that sums it up nicely. Let's get to it. Hey. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right, I guess.
I guess you look so.
Yeah. Thanks.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, me too.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm great.
You can't even do it, can you? All right, we're going to start that over. Kevin, what's going on, mister? How the hell are you?
Whew, after that start, I'm doing great. Thank you, Brian. How are you?
I'm outstanding, thank you.
Yeah. We finally got
Life is good. If I was any better, I'd be twins.
Okay. That's one of the ones I heard, yeah.
Right, and the world can't handle two of me.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Yeah, things are well all the way around.
Looking good. Look like you got a fresh trim job on that beard, man. That looks good.
Woo, man. Yeah, I was noticing that when I was looking at myself in the mirror today. I was like,
Yeah. I was looking at mine going, looks like you need to get that thing trimmed.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
It gets a little scraggly, though.
Yeah.
I see you looking at my noggin. I know that needs to be shaved. Just sprouting out a little bit. I'm starting to look like a chia pet. I get it.
No, I didn't say nothing. I didn't say it.
No, your eyes said plenty. I saw him venture up there. They just veered off, and they're like, he's like, damn, look at that.
Look at that. I think I hadn't seen a razor in at least 2 days.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Well, it's nice to see you. It feels like it's been a minute, but it's only been, it
only
was
been a
remote.
week.
Was it remote last week?
No.
Shit, I don't remember.
I know. That's what happens when you're when you're busy. I won't say when you get old.
Yeah.
It all sort of runs together.
Yeah. No doubt. Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
Glad you're here in person.
Yeah.
Live and in person.
So let me tell you about a significant event that happened to me this week.
All right.
That caused me to choose this particular topic that we're talking about.
Nice. What is that topic? Are you going to delay the announcement of that?
I mean, it's not going to delay it a lot. I'm just going to set it up a little bit.
All right.
So there I was. Where was I when this actually started? It might have been, the sort of the wind down on the way to bed. And I was just thinking about my life. And I was thinking about time. The subject of time. And somehow my thoughts went to, wow, life is really pretty short in the grand scheme of things. And that's what I was thinking about my day. What do you?
I always laugh at that phrase because we say it, right?
Right.
Life is short. Do this, do that. What have you experienced that's longer?
That's a good point. Right. But I'm just going to set that aside for a minute.
Right.
Kind of total
Sorry, not trying to derail you
Good
there,
Lord.
but you asked me what I was laughing at.
Okay. All right. So time, and I'll just cut to the chase. How valuable time is, and when you go through a day, and I think this is what happened. I went through a day, and I probably didn't do all that I could have, or that I should have, or that I wanted to. And I'm thinking, you know what? It just we've talked about this. We've probably even had a whole podcast on it. Once this day is gone, once this moment is gone, once this hour is gone, it's gone.
Yep.
They ain't no getting it back. And so I started to realize the value of time and how to seize every moment, but that's not the topic. That somehow led to, okay, what can I do, or how can I get my mind, my headspace in the right way to be able to take really good advantage of the time that I have. When I'm awake and working and playing and doing whatever I'm doing, and the word enthusiasm popped to my head, popped into my brain, and like doing things with enthusiasm. And I thought that's, it's not the be all end all, but it is an
Right.
important component to life. And I started to think about that. And I said, you know what? I want to talk about it. So I want to talk about enthusiasm.
Yeah. I, that's a great subject. And when you when you text that to me, I was like, oh hell yeah, let's talk about enthusiasm.
Okay.
You know, it's something that I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine it because I occasionally encounter people who have zero freaking enthusiasm for anything.
Right.
And but it's baffling to me.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you go through life like that?
Right.
I'm excited, and enthusiasm to me is it's a few things, right? So it's a decision, right? It's a decision, it's a mindset, and it's a behavior, all connected together.
Okay.
You got to decide to be enthusiastic. You got to keep that, in your mental space that's how you want to show up, and then you got to do it, right? So that's how they connect. I can't. Well, no, I will say I can think of times in my life where, because of things that have occurred and so on, I might not have been as enthusiastic, and none of that is in recent memory. I just,
That's pretty cool.
I wake up every day, happy to be awake, happy to, stretch and, kind of greet the day, and, my feet hit the floor, and man, I'm ready to go. And I'm excited to be here living this life and enjoying this experience, and every single part of it, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise, it's all part of the experience. And on that journey to what will eventually be the ultimate reward of eternal life. And I just don't know how you couldn't be enthusiastic about that.
Okay. So that's that is an overall approach to life and bringing enthusiasm to that, which is amazing. How about with individual sort of, I don't know, areas of your life that, are you enthusiastic all the time? Everything you do, you're approaching it with enthusiasm, or is it more of a just general mindset about life?
So I'm sure there's certain tasks that I might not be all that enthusiastic about. Like I don't really, the first example that comes to mind, I don't really enjoy taking the trash out. And at the same time, as weird as it sounds, I'm excited to see that there's a whole clean new trash can or trash bag there ready to go. And, I don't know. Maybe I do. Cause then I get to walk outside, and Wallace is often out there to greet me on the way to the trash can and say hello and let me know that he's having a good day, and hoping I'm having a good day as well. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good experience, but I don't know, man. I think I do kind of, and there might be folks that are listening that know me that'll call bullshit on me on something, but
Okay.
But at the same time, I feel like I'm pretty enthusiastic about most stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably some things that I don't get all that.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay. I mean, I love
like
that.
accounting
And
and
I
taxes. I'm
right.
not enthusiastic
Yeah,
about that.
I
I
understand.
get enthusiastic about paying somebody to do that for me.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm happy and enthusiastic that I know somebody that's qualified in that area. And yeah, don't mind writing that check.
I think enthusiasm can be both instructive as well as beneficial. The instructive part is if there are things, let's separate the general, enthusiastic about everything for a second as kind of a mindset in your life.
Right.
And just talk about individual jobs or activities or family events or whatever it is. There are some things that it's easy to get jazzed about. Like
Oh yeah.
for you, I'll throw it out. Maybe it's riding motorcycles.
Mm.
That that's just something that you really look forward to. and everybody has those things.
Right.
So that is instructive because it sort of teaches you, I don't even have to work at getting excited about whatever this particular thing is. And when you're in that state, when you're in that flow, you're more creative, you're more happy. There are fewer barriers that are in your mind and therefore in your life. You can figure out things easier. You enjoy it more. You want to
Yeah.
spend more time doing it. You know what I mean? All of these things, you should pay attention to that and say, okay, wow, that's amazing. What is it about that makes me so enthusiastic? What is it about me that's wired in a way that particular thing causes me to be enthusiastic? So
Right.
that's thing number one.
Yeah.
And then the other, not the other side of the coin, but another component to the issue is enthusiasm gives you energy. It gives you focus. It gives you, I mean, even in things that you sort of have to work up to it, you could be so freaking excited about taking the trash out. You could. You know why you could? Because you could walk down that sidewalk with your trash can and you could be looking around for the wildlife that you might encounter along the way. You could be admiring the bark on the trees
Yeah.
and trying to figure out, wow, what caused that? You can be looking at leaves. You can be looking at nature. You can be all these things that are like really interesting that sounds like you don't really pay attention to. So
It's because I'm looking for Wallace, man. I want to talk to the dude.
well, there you go.
Wallace is our outside cat that adopted us, for those of you that aren't aware.
And often leaves mice literally on the front stoop. That's amazing to me that they can't. Why does a cat do that? Cat is enthusiastic about
I
mice.
think he's just thankful.
Okay.
He's thankful for the food that we give him regularly, and he's just trying to do his part.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably some other animal behavioral expert that will tell you that, he thinks we're incapable of hunting for our own food or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, man, they keep buying me this stuff out of this damn bag. I got to get these folks some real food.
It is that's a total diversion, but it is interesting because I mean, I understand it, killing it and eating it, but
yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that cats do, though. I've growing up, we had cats that did the same thing.
Okay.
I really do. I think it's a gratitude gesture, which is kind of cool when you think about it, because even something in life like a cat, right? So one would argue on a lower intelligence scale of the mammal scale, right? But yeah, they're showing gratitude.
Okay.
That's how important it is. That's my story, and don't mess it up.
Okay, I won't mess that up. All right. Well, taking the enthusiasm of a cat for mice to enthusiasm for us in our life, that almost rhymed. I just wanted to make the point that when you approach anything in your life with enthusiasm, and you can get psyched up for it by looking at the positive aspects that you're going to get out of it, that causes that event to go so much more smoothly.
Yeah.
So you're so much more interested. And you're right. You can decide beforehand, I am going to enjoy going to work today.
And it'll become a habit like anything else.
That's right.
Yep.
I am going to enjoy.
Contagious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely contagious. It's more contagious than COVID.
That's right.
I would argue.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And longer lasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's such an important component in life, and time is so valuable. The time that we have in our lives, that we've been given this gift of life, and oftentimes, maybe way more than we want, we just sort of drift. Oh my God, I just can't wait to get through this day. Hours are passing so slowly that's time that you will never, ever get back.
Yeah. Think about it. Those that are listening and watching, think about it for a second. Think about those people that you interact with on a daily basis, or maybe hopefully not on a daily basis, that have absolutely zero enthusiasm for anything, and just how they come across, that energy that you feel, that's not a great energy, right? And just ask yourself, am I showing up like that at all, ever? And maybe change course and interject a little more enthusiasm into your life, and man, it will change the way things happen for you, around you, it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things with, I know in some ways you're just, messing with me about being enthusiastic all the time. And that is absolutely the way I want to show up.
You bet.
And it's not a fake it till you make it thing. It may have been at some point in my life when I decided I was going to be enthusiastic all the time.
Right.
It's not now. It's just a nature of, kind of how I am. Right.
Yeah.
And I own that and admit that openly without shame.
No,
But
no, it's great.
I also think that you can craft your life and create your life in such a way that you're not involved. Now there are things that I have to do that I find no joy in. And at the same time, those things get me to the next thing that I'm going to do that I do find a tremendous amount of joy in.
Right.
So, there are going to be those things that, whatever, but, got under, and you also have to remember that you have the ability to say no, and learning how to say no to stuff that sucks the joy out of your life and causes you not to have enthusiasm. You've got that ability when you can, right? I understand that you're not always able to do that. It would be unrealistic to demand that of everyone and think that was a possibility. There's just going to be those things that you have to suck it up and get them done. What's on the other side is something you're going to do that you enjoy, you're enthusiastic about, and you're going to have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was it. Nothing more fancy than that. Just wanted to remind people that you can decide to be enthusiastic. And for those things that you don't have to decide, that you just are, pay attention to that. What is that saying about you? Maybe you ought to do a little more of that. Maybe that's something you're really good at. Maybe that's something you ought to turn into your vocation, or something related to that. I mean, that's what I mean by being instructive.
Yeah.
And not that it's rainbows and unicorns all the time. It's, there's times are hard. You have to do your taxes. And
yeah. No, I don't.
You're right. You don't.
No, I don't.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
I have to take the time to get the stuff together that the lady that does my taxes needs. And I don't have to do them.
Right.
I have no interest.
Right.
You do your own taxes?
No, I don't.
All right, good.
No.
Do your own dental work?
I haven't for a long time.
Don't do your own dental work. I know people that have done their own dental work. Don't do that.
Oof. Okay. No, I've not done that and have no desire to do so.
Yeah, because that'll cause you to not be all that enthusiastic.
I suppose that could very well be true. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
That's all I got, Bryant.
Well, that was a cool subject, man. I appreciate you throwing that out there. And I'm going to have to go back and watch the first part of this recording where we were trying to not be enthusiastic. It's hard. It's hard to be that negative Nick or Nancy and just kind of sit there and, yeah. Oh, you
were doing pretty good at it. You were doing so good that you were cracking me up. That was the problem.
Yeah. Well, it was clearly an act, and it feels weird to even act that way.
Right.
But and at the same time, I know people that act just like that.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah. Understand.
I just know them.
Yep.
All right. I think we're done.
I think so.
So no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, make sure between this podcast and the next, you take time to enjoy the ride.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. Please subscribe so you'll receive notification when new episodes are available. To learn more about the Graybeards, visit their website, graybeardchronicles.com.